Yeah, we got some more questions for Bombshell. So, 6 more questions that y'all have been very inquisitive about. Good questions, by the way. Um, I have a quirky sense of humor, and sometimes when I read these questions, I think they're good enough to make a segment out of. And tonight I found 6 more questions that I thought was good to make a segment out of before I do part 2, which I want to thank everybody. They have been messaging me and telling me how much this book review has meant for them, and that they are going to go check out this book that I'm reviewing. That I left them hanging last night, that they wish I would have went ahead and done the part 2. So thank you. I appreciate that. With that being said, let's get to these 6 questions so we can get to part 2. You look like you're building muscle. Do you think so? I hope so. My goal is to lift 10 pounds on each arm. The more that I feel strength on the upper body, the more it's going to reflect in the lower body with my PCOS. And right now I'm taking a break from the machines, which is riding the bike and doing the gazelle. The main reason being it's colder in the basement, and I wear these tank tops, and I don't want to take a chance at putting myself at risk for COVID. So I know it may be a little over the top, but I always say it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's where I'm coming from with that. Number 2. Why do I want to go to lift 10 pounds? Let's hit that second part of the first questions. To build enough mass that I'm not so self-conscious, to build enough gumption that I don't have to be a weakling. I don't have to always rely on the help of others, that I can do it myself. I'm stubborn, I am hard-headed, and strong-willed, and most of the time I don't look for help. I don't ask for help, because then I'm always afraid somebody's going to want something in return, and it's just better off to do it myself. So therefore I do it myself, whether I should or not. Number 2, do you enjoy cooking family meals? When's your next family meal? And can you explain what you'll be cooking? This is a long one. And can you explain the thank you cooking? I'll do my best. I enjoy cooking the family meals. I enjoy having everybody around the table. I won't lie, it's stressful, but I like the stress. I just want more help when I cook. That's my main thing. I like to have help, not hindrance or people in the way, but being like, oh, what can I do to help you get this meal on the table? Get it all together. What was the next family meal? Not this weekend, but next Sunday. We're doing old-fashioned beef and noodles. My first time doing beef and noodles. At least I don't remember doing it. I might have done it before, but I don't recall it. I think maybe I did. My first meal was beef and noodles, but Grandpa liked it so much he wanted it again. And we're doing old-fashioned mashed potatoes, and he wants gravy. The thing of it is, when we had Cracker Barrel for Easter, they did not have mashed potatoes. We all ended up having to eat hash brown casserole, and Grandpa doesn't do cheese. So, he left his on the plate. And that evening on Easter, we went out to Wendy's because he didn't get what he wanted. So, and my mom had brought it up from down there at Effingham, and it was just not the best Cracker Barrel experience. There was no apple butter for the biscuits, no different kinds of jelly, no silverware, no napkins. It was rather disheartening, to say the least, but that was always my grandpa's and grandma's favorite place to eat the big family meals at, and we wanted to keep with tradition, more or less. Do I enjoy cooking? Most definitely. With not having grandma to be the caregiver and as the granddaughter to her, it's different because grandpa is very self-sufficient. He's kind of where I get my stubborn and hard-headedness from, where I now want to do everything on my own because I don't want to rely on anybody, because you don't know if they will be there tomorrow. I would say that having the family together and all around the table means more to me than the actual meal, but whatever I cook, whatever is planned, I always enjoy it because everyone's there to enjoy it with. Can you explain your thank you cooking? Oh, yes, I can. I like to do thoughtful gifts. Not really so much thank you gifts as people have grown to call them. But right now, during this quarantine, I think that the best thing you can do is show a little kindness, whether it's to your neighbor, whether it's to an elderly coworker, whether it's to your drive-through for taking their life into their own hands each and every day, serving you and whoever may be with you your food. Be a little kinder. Say please and thank you. Takes a few moments just for that kind of generosity. Not only that, but you have the ability to go the extra mile and make somebody's day, whether it's brownies, muffins, cookies, cake, whatever. Just take a moment to be grateful for the very breath that you take, because think of those out there who may, yes, have an underlying condition, but they have COVID-19 on top of it. Some of them didn't make it through this pandemic. Be grateful for the life and breath you take. Pay it forward. That way maybe they'll take time out and do that nice gesture for someone else. And I think that's one thing that I really want to drive home with the thank you cooking. It's for the ones that put themselves at risk day in and day out. It's a gesture of kindness that I hope they pay it forward to someone else. And most importantly, you make people realize they matter. And that means so much more than taking advantage of someone, than, being like all the time, yeah, that's their job, so be it. What if somebody acted that way about you and your job? Stop and put yourself in the other person's shoes. And then see how rewarding it is. See how monumental a small moment is. And I think that all of us should do more thank you anythings right now. Number 3. Ooh, I love this one. If you got the chance to be a character in a TV, movie, or a character in a book, which and why? Well, if the movie was Unleashing Mr. Darcy, I'm sorry, Cindy Busby. I'm booting you because I want to be right there next to Ryan Pavey. If the movie was 8 Seconds, way back when Luke Perry did it, sorry, but I would love to be in that movie as well. Pure Country. Oh, if I was old enough at that time to be in that movie, I would have been right there with George Strait. Just saying. There's different ones I can go back. Grease, I was Sandy, good Sandy and bad Sandy back when I did my costumes. If you go back and watch some of my videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. So therefore, I would say, if I was old enough back when John Travolta was about that age, I'd love to have been in that movie, just saying. So it's hard to choose from, because those are my TV movies. Well, we see them on TV now. Maybe they were big movies at the time, some of those. But Urban Cowboy, definitely. And I'd love to have been Sissy. But I don't know. If we look forward now, TV movies on Hallmark seem to have a new home where they make more than just one movie on the subject. And I'm hoping that Hallmark hears my plea for a Mr. Darcy number 3. Just saying. But since TV movies would be only a one-time deal usually, I would say probably a character in a book, because then they could go to the library and rent that book out a lot of times, or in the new world, get it on their Kindle or whatever app and reread that book if it was one of their favorite characters. So that could go actually either way, but if my heartthrob Ryan Pavey, the TV hunk, was involved, I would be totally there. Just saying. Will you be planting yellow and red tomatoes? If you have too many, will you be sharing those this year? Grandpa and I had a long talk about that. We want to plant red. There will be no yellows this year, which is kind of sad, because yellow was always Grandma's favorite. But lately, me and Grandpa enjoy red, so I'm probably going to have lots of red tomatoes. And I don't know if we'll have extra. We'll just have to see how this season goes. Like I said, they're not even planted yet, but as soon as they do get planted, I'll let you know. And we'll take it day by day, and hopefully we have good luck like we did last year. I bought the Miracle Grow today, so hey, that's a step in the right direction, right? Your favorite flower to plant? Oh, goodness. There's a lot of them because my grandma always loved flowers. She was like the be all end all when it came to flowers, and she knew how to make gardens just not only pop with color, but she knew the right combination to make them all grow. Her secret with the tomatoes was always put a marigold, which I'm highly allergic to, by the tomatoes, and it would boom them right up. And it worked last year so well that we did have tomatoes that we were able to share with people, and I'm so grateful for that. Hopefully that's going to be the case this year. We don't know, but we hope. Um, Favorite flower to plant, though, I would have to say Grandpa's got his rose bushes along the house, and he always used to say that was his roses for Grandma. And I love watching those every spring, summer, even late fall, or summer going into fall. I mean, those are always beautiful and stunning. But I would say um, planting Grandma's morning glories and watching them vine up over the side of the house and how they bloom is so pretty and so majestic. And you have the colors of blue and purple blending together. It's kind of like a pastel blue and purple, so it's kind of like Easter colors throughout the whole year, but it's beautiful. And I would also say um, I like doing these barrels around here with the flowers. And we always tried to incorporate Grandma's Spanish moss because she liked that moss. So does my mom. She loves the moss. And I like the little Hawaiian blue like flowers. They're kind of blue, but yet they're kind of purple. You got to take into account that my eye on the side is damaged, so everything is probably purple or blue and one or the other, and I just call it the other color because it's easier. Anyway, I like those. I also like petunias. Um, those are probably one of my favorites. I love what they call sterling silver roses, which are very rare. We tried it one year. We maybe had one bloom on it, but we never tried it again. Any new healthy snack tips to share? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Aldi's, $1.27 a bag. Some of you are already cringing. Dried cranberries. Now it says you can get 4.5 servings. This is really my first week with the dried cranberries. I still have one serving left in the bottom of this one. And it's lasted me, like I said, about, a week. So you can just take about a handful of those, take some water, okay? Don't want you just, good. No. Water yourself up. Yeah, you'll probably get some cranberry juice. But you know what? It's good. And it's healthy. So there's a snack. Also, I have this new thing for raisins. I don't know. It must be a dried fruit kick that I'm going through. I know back when I had my polycystic worked on when I was in my young 20s. Young 20s. Anyway, I don't feel that young anymore. The doctor I had gotten this Pampered Chef cookbook at the time, and I remember sitting down with Dr. Horvat and showing her this recipe that I had for I think they called it Rocky Pop Trail Mix from the Pampered Chef. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's the name of it. It had popcorn, dried fruit. I remember the dried apples. Oh, I loved those. And anyway, it was just, and some cinnamon. Oh my gosh. She was all about it because there was fruit involved and cinnamon. She said cinnamon was awesome. I've gotten away from that a little bit, but hey, I guess the dried fruit thing's coming back for whatever good it does me. Who knows? But dried fruit. Number 6. Oh, you guys always give me a tough question at the end. Why is that? Would you say that you are a chance taker, thrill seeker, scared to, sitting on the sidelines, or just too shy? You know, I think in life, in every situation, I think what they're coming at is during romance, are you a chance taker, thrill seeker, scared to, or shy? In any relationship in life, you have all that. You have where you're too shy to say anything. too scared to say anything because of maybe a past, or maybe you want to be in control of the situation and you're scared because of the reaction. Um, you're a thrill seeker in maybe taking chances that you never take, um, or a chance taker, meaning, why not? Um, I think in life I should have been more of a chance taker, maybe even a thrill seeker. I have been too scared and too shy, but usually um, it's just the way that I can be so outspoken on here. I kid you not, and I can give you excellent relationship advice. Kid you not. But when it comes to myself, I choke. I just and I wish it wasn't that way. I wish that I could say what I think but not mess it up. I wish I had that courage to be like, okay, I'm going to talk to him and tell him how I feel and it's all going to be worked out. But I usually choke and I just revert back into my little shell and barely able to make small talk. Why? Because I'm scared. Why? Because I feel like my past haunts me in a lot of ways. And I feel like if I take that chance, it's not going to turn out good, so why try? Most of the time. And goodness, I'd love to have one of these situations that in those books that I've been reading, and I'm not going to cry on you because we've got a book review to do. Especially where you're going to see in the second part of this book, fear is defeated by love. And he basically wins her over and vice versa. But they have both overcome their past in order to realize how much they mean to each other. I wish that could happen. I pray for it to happen. And if it's meant to be, it will be. I'm going to give it to Grandma up there. Because in this book, the grandma takes over the situation in the first book that I'm doing a book review on tonight. The second one that you're going to book review tomorrow, because I'm about 5 pages out from finishing that book. So you'll have another book review tomorrow. But in this book tonight, I think it touches me so much because the grandma's name is Martha. And she just was very passionate about what she wanted for her grandson, which my grandma was very passionate about what she wanted for me. And she never gave up hope. That was her big thing with me. She's like, no matter what happens, don't give up on hope. And I can still remember her pounding those words home to me. No matter where we were at, whether it was at the hospital, the healthcare, everywhere, that was her big thing. You just don't give up because she'd tell me, you can't control everything, Donna. And I know that sometimes your fear and your worries get to you. She goes, but you got to realize that you can't let the devil win. And that would be her big thing. I hope and I pray that someday I'm blessed that way, but I just want to be able to say that I experienced that kind of romance, and just to know that he wouldn't walk away and not give up and not be scared his own self would be great. But that's enough of these questions because you're getting me to tear up already. Good gravy. We've got books to do. So let's do a book review next here. Y'all are going to love this book review. I know I've been giving you the PG version versus what some of the book says. But I try to keep it a little bit that if in case younger fingers go clicking on these videos, they aren't going, or what's that? So hopefully it's not all bad. So I did want to tell y'all I went down to Dollar General tonight on an off-topic note here. I'm doing a Donald Trump thing where we're getting off topic. And they had 6 cans of Lysol. They didn't have the generic, only the original. So I got 1 can. And they only had 1 disinfectant wipe down here on Lakeland Boulevard, and I got it. So I'm really excited about that. Got some essential stuff for the house, if you will. Downy, that's an essential to do your laundry. Anyway, got Grandpa some word finds. Maybe he'll actually use them, I hope, but we'll just see. And other than that, went out to Wendy's as usual. And I want to just say, I know that we all are struggling right now with this new normal, if you will. And I can't get used to even thinking that this is normal. To me, it feels like we're living some sort of horror movie every day. But anyway, this big old pickup truck had a trailer hitch on the back with a John Deere. And it was like a monster, deal, And that the motor on that truck was so loud that the manager was like, go ahead and pull forward since we know it's you, Donna, because we can get you guys done and out of here. And why your order, and it's going to take me a while to get his order because all I hear is his motor. And I was feeling so bad for him. So I guess, I know that y'all have a job to do, okay? And I know y'all are hungry like we are, and y'all get thirsty for those soda pop drinks, but me, it's iced tea. But take some time out, and please, if you have to, go park down the hill. And go up to the thing and order. And stand in line. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that loud motor, even the guy was like, the manager goes, how in the world am I supposed to take his order, or anybody's order, hearing that? Vroom, 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 vroom. I said, all you can do is take one of my brownies after he's gone and smile. So, I hope that that's what they all did. That crew deserved it. They were hardworking, and they were definitely quickly getting them all out tonight. So, just wanted to say props to the Wendy's crew as well. We're all living a brand new normal. Who knows what the future may hold for any of us. We just got to put our best foot forward and hope for the best. So, stay tuned. Part 2 is next, and I know you're all dying for it.